Hi everyone, I'm Courtney. In this video, I'm teaching you English. I have this hat. This hat has a logo. I don't like the logo on this hat. So I'm going to do an arts and crafts project. Today we're doing arts and crafts. I'm going to use this hat and this patch, and I'm going to put this patch on top of this hat. But look, this patch doesn't cover the logo. It doesn't cover the logo all the way. So first, I need to get rid of this logo. I need to get rid of this part of the logo and this part of the logo. So I'm using a knife to remove the stitching. This part is the stitching. I'm using a knife to remove the stitching. Okay, look, the stitching is frayed. Now, the stitching is frayed. But I need to remove the thread. So I need to go on the inside of the hat, and I need to use the knife on the inside of the hat now. So I'm going to remove the stitching on the inside of the hat using this knife. This is the black thread that was stitched onto the hat. So I removed the black thread. This is a pin. Some people call it a push pin. I'm going to use the tip of the push pin, to get more black thread out of this hat. Okay, look. Part of the R is missing, and part of the X is missing. Now I think I can cover this logo with the patch. The patch is a hexagon. A hexagon has 6 sides. This is a hexagon and it has 6 sides. So let's see if this patch can cover the logo. And yeah, it looks like this patch can cover the logo. So this patch is a glue-on patch. It's hard to see, but there's glue on the back of this patch. So now I need an iron. I need an iron to iron on the patch. So I am plugging in the iron. I'm using this outlet and I'm plugging in the iron. I'm throwing away the thread in the trash. Okay, I'm waiting for the iron to warm up. I'm waiting for the iron to get hot. Whew. I can feel that it's hot. Okay. So here is my hat. And here is the patch. So I have the iron, and the iron is hot because it's connected with a cord. This is the iron's cord. And I'm going to use the iron to iron on this patch. So first I want to place the patch on the hat. And I'm actually going to flatten out my hat. I need my hat to be flat so I can use the iron. And I want to cover the logo. I want to cover this logo with this patch. So let's iron on the patch. Now I'm ironing the inside of the hat. I'm ironing the inside of the hat so that the glue sticks better. Now I'm unplugging the iron. The iron was plugged in. Now I'm unplugging the iron. Okay, this hat looks good. The patch is a little crooked, but that's okay. The edges need to be sewn on. The edges aren't glued down. They're still a little loose. So I'm going to use a thread and a needle to sew on the different points of the patch. This is a sewing kit, and in the sewing kit there are different colors of thread. So I'm going to use this brown thread. The brown thread will match the brown thread in the patch, but there's also black, white, and tan thread. I also need this needle. So let's thread this needle with brown thread. Alright. You use a needle to sew the patch onto the hat. You press the needle down into the fabric. Then you pull the needle up through the fabric. I'm going to do it on each of the corners. I'm going to do it on each of the 6 corners. Alright everyone, this is my hat. So it went from being a hat with a logo that I didn't like to a hat with a logo that I think is really cool. I got this patch when I was at a climbing competition, and now I have a hat with a patch from the climbing competition, so I'm excited. Ready for the moment of truth? Ta-da! I think it looks pretty good. It turned out pretty good. Maybe it's a little bit crooked, but I don't care. I think it looks great. So, if you see me wearing this hat in future videos, you know that I made this hat myself. Well, kind of. I put the patch on. Anyways, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in another video to learn English soon. Remember, join my membership. If you join my membership, you will get weekly audio comprehension tests to help you test your level of English. See you later.